April 1st and it still feels like winter. But I'm gonna share some spring and summer patterns because spring is coming. Hi, I'm Candace and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing 10 free sewing patterns for spring and summer that are actually cute. I find that a lot of the free sewing patterns out there are not super modern or trendy, so I've made a list of my top 10 favorite free patterns. And they're all beginner friendly and perfect for spring and summer, which is my favorite season to sew for. So I'm going to go through the list by type of garment. So I'm going to start with tops, and then we're gonna make our way through. I have some swimwear patterns, some dresses, and some bottoms to share today. First up is the Blomma Tank by Paradise Patterns. I'm actually wearing one of mine today. This is a classic knit tank pattern. It's got a nice crew neckline. I love her pattern collection. They're all just so chic and they're all kind of like elevated basics, I would say. So I actually tested this pattern for Senna and there are two versions. There is a B cup and a D cup version. This is the D cup and it has darts, which I really like. It's great if you have a larger cup size, but I've also made the B cup version and they both fit really, really well. I've made both of mine in bamboo knits. This one's just a regular jersey and the other one that I have is a bamboo rib knit. And I get so much wear out of these. I wear them all summer basically. I also wear them in the winter. They're great for layering too. What I really like about this pattern is the armband and neckband finishing. The finish is super flat and nice and it has these wider bands, which I think is really cute. Senna's patterns are super size inclusive. She uses alphanumeric sizes and the largest size goes up to a 58-inch full bust, which is awesome. So if you haven't made this tank yet, definitely go and make it because it's amazing and such a wardrobe staple. So the next pattern I'm going to share is the Augustina top by thefabricstore.com. Boxy tops I really like because I feel like you can style them with high-waisted bottoms that are more fitted and they can look really put together. So I actually have not sewn the Augustina top, but I have sewn another fabricstore.com pattern and I did really like that one. This pattern is designed for wovens, so boxy tops are very boxy top patterns. It's basically a big rectangle with curved cutouts for the neck and the armholes. They're really easy to sew and really beginner friendly because they are such simple patterns. But yeah, I love myself a good boxy top and I feel like it's all about how you style it. This pattern also doesn't take very much fabric and it would be perfect to hack into a number of different types of garments. You could add longer sleeves onto it, some cuffs, you can make it into a dress or a peplum top. The possibilities are really endless. And this pattern is pretty size inclusive as well. It goes up to a size 28, which is really nice. And I believe there are a lot of blog posts for many of the patterns. So I'll check that out and I will link it below if you're interested. So next we're gonna move on to dresses and the next pattern is the Skye Dress and this is also a fabricstore.com pattern. I have made this pattern and I really love it. It's one of my favorite pieces that I've ever made. It's designed for wovens and it is a button front dress with a scoop neck and it's actually reversible, which I didn't know until I looked up the pattern for this video, but you can wear the buttons in the front or the back. I always wear it with the buttons in the front though. That's just my personal preference. I feel like it might look weird with a full button back. But anyways, you can wear it how you like. So the pattern photos on their website for this pattern aren't super cute. And I know I said these are cute patterns, but hear me out. I feel like they just chose the wrong fabric and it looks quite loose and sack-like in their photos. And I feel like this pattern really calls for a drapey fabric. I made mine in a linen viscose noil fabric. I think it's noil. Is it noil? I have no idea. But it's one of my favorite fabrics. This one is from Blackbird and it's in one of my favorite colorways. It's like a mauvey color. I forget the actual name. But it's one of the colors they carry in their everyday linen. But I love the drape of this fabric. It's super light and flows really beautifully. So I knew it would be perfect for the look that I was going for with this dress. And I wear mine layered over a tank with a belt. And I think it looks chic and just like effortlessly put together. And I just love this dress. It's also super, super comfy. This pattern also goes to a size 30, which is really nice, very size inclusive. And the instructions for it were pretty good from what I remember. The next dress is the Clementine Dress from Mood Fabrics. Mood has a ton of free patterns on their website. The only thing I'll say about those is that I've heard that the instructions in the drafting / sizing is not the best. I personally haven't made a Mood Fabrics pattern before, so I can't attest to that, but that's just what I've heard. This dress is super cute. It's got an asymmetrical neckline, really pretty gathered elastic along the neckline and the waistline, and a little cutout at the waist as well. It looks like a really comfy dress also, just because it's voluminous. It's got that big gathered skirt and elastic, no zippers or buttons. I saw a lot of people making this dress last year on Instagram, and there was a lot of feedback that the instructions are really quite bad for this pattern. But my friend Gina Seams has a YouTube video on this dress, and she has lots of tips and tricks on how to sew it. So definitely check that out if you want to make this dress. So this pattern goes up to a size 32, which is a hip measurement of 63.5 inches. So it's super size inclusive. And I think that this dress would be so beautiful sewn up in like a cotton or like a cotton poplin, something with structure that would give it a lot of volume. I think that would be so pretty. But also I've seen really gorgeous versions of it in drapier fabrics like viscose or rayon. So I think this is such a perfect dress for summer. The next dress I'm sharing is the Peppermint wide strap maxi dress. If you haven't heard of Peppermint before, it's an Australian magazine that is published quarterly, both digitally and in print. And it's focused on sustainability, sewing, and DIY. They always release a few free sewing patterns with each issue, which is amazing. And this one was designed by Elbe Textiles. I love the style of this dress. It's just a super easy to throw on summer maxi dress. I love the wide straps and the high neckline, and it's got a really pretty elasticated back detail. I think that it would be so gorgeous with a large scale print. I've really gotten into using big prints for maxi dresses lately. I think that they really showcase big prints so well just because it's a lot of fabric. My friend Alexis of My Sweet Sunshine made such a gorgeous version of this. She made it in like a white and navy window pane fabric, and I totally want to copy her. It's so gorgeous. And also this pattern goes up to a hip of 54.5 inches, so it's pretty size inclusive as well. The next pattern I'm going to share is the Bluebell Dress, and it's another mood fabrics pattern. Again, I haven't made this pattern and I can't speak to how good the instructions are, but it is really cute and I love the design of it. It has puff sleeves, a slightly curved neckline with a tie at the bust and a cutout at the waist, and a cute circular flowy skirt on the bottom. I normally stay away from puffy sleeves. I don't really like big sleeves, but I think they're really cute with this dress. This pattern also goes up to a size 30 and looks like such a cute summer dress. I definitely want to make this one. The next two patterns I'm going to share are both swim patterns, and they're both by Edgewater Ave. The first one is the Jace Swim top. I love this swim top. It's got a very classic style. It's got a little bit of a curved neckline and skinny spaghetti straps, and it's fully reversible. I really like how clean reversible swimsuits are, and I think that they're slightly easier to sew than the folder of elastic kind. You can also add a band to the bottom, a bit more coverage and support, which is nice. Edgewater Ave has YouTube tutorials for all of her patterns, which I think is great for visual learners. It makes it a lot easier, especially when you're making reversible garments. It's kind of tricky to tell what's going on and you have to turn things inside out a lot. So they're definitely helpful when sewing these patterns. The only thing about this pattern is that it is not super size inclusive. I think it only goes up to a size XXL, but it does say on their website that they are trying to release patterns that go up to a 6X now. I'm not sure if they're going back and adding sizes to existing patterns, but they are trying to be size inclusive. I usually make a large or an extra large in these patterns because my hip is 42 and my bust is 38. I'm about a size 8 and 10 US, so I am at the top of the range for this one. The next swim top is the Becky top. This one is super cute. It has ruching details all along the top edge and the bottom edge and a cute little tie in the middle. I have not made any swimsuits for the past 2 years because I was pregnant and then had my baby, and my body was going through just so many changes, so I didn't make any swimwear. So I'm really excited to make some this summer. I have so many fun swim fabrics in my stash. I have this really cute floral one from Blackbird Fabrics that I'm dying to use. So I definitely want to make swimsuits this summer. So now we're going to move on to bottoms. The next pattern is another Peppermint magazine pattern, and it is the Peppermint spring shorts. I feel like these were a cult classic in the Instagram community when I first started sewing. So like around like 2019, 2020, like everyone was making these shorts. They were designed by Pattern Runway, and they are a paper bag waist style short. So they have a high-waisted paper bag waist with a drawstring and a slightly curved hem that's finished with a facing, which is really nice. And they also have slash pockets. I've made a few pairs pairs of these and a pair for my sister, and I really love them. I love the drafting and the fit. I've made them in linen and linen mixes and they've come out really nicely. The only thing I would suggest with this pattern is to add interfacing to the paper bag waist, because if you use a fabric that doesn't have enough structure, they tend to flop over and like stay folded down. So that is my tip for these, add interfacing. This pattern is not the most size inclusive. It only goes up to a size 16, which is a hip of 42 inches. And when I made these, I had a hip of 42 inches, so I was in the biggest size. So that is one thing to keep in mind. They only go up to about like a US size 10 or 12. However, outside of the sizing, I really do love these shorts. I get a ton of wear out of mine and they're super comfy and really cute. Finally, the last pattern that I'm going to share is the Frankie wrap skirt by Made Label. Made Label has a lot of really cute, modern, trendy patterns. I haven't actually sewn any of them yet though, but I really do like the style of them. The Frankie wrap skirt is obviously a wrap style skirt with a gathered ruffle at the bottom, which is a really nice detail. I think this would be so gorgeous sewn up in a really drapey fabric just to highlight the ruffle at the bottom. I love this floral version that they have made here, and I think if you made like a matching cami top, it would be a cute little faux dress and it would be perfect for like a summer wedding outfit. This pattern is not the most size inclusive. It only goes up to a size 16 with a waist measurement of 38 inches. So that is it. That is my list of 10 free spring and summer patterns that are actually cute. I hope they gave you some inspiration for your spring and summer sewing and hope that you try some of them out. If you liked this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.